What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? Y'all caught me while I was drinking some water. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yes, yes. We're going to be talking about the NBA Finals today. We're going to preview it. We're going to get into it. People have been asking us, when are you guys going to talk about the finals? So we're going to talk about it today. But so before we get into that, let's allow everybody to come in. Let me give our social media links right here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. I'm going to pin that to the top right here. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. And also make sure you follow us on Twitter. While you guys are coming in, let's allow everybody to catch up to this live here. Let's give it a few minutes. Also, make sure you check in when you're coming in. Let us know where you're coming from. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Yo, what's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Katie over Steph. What's good? How y'all doing? Okay, let's give it about another minute or so. Let's allow everybody to catch up to this, and then we're going to get it going. We're going to get it going. We're going to get it going. Let's just allow everybody to catch up to this live here. I got a lot that I want to talk about. Also, make sure you hit the like button so more people get notified. I see we got people coming in from Germany. Welcome in. Welcome in. R-Rated Sports, welcome in. Warriors are winning the finals. Welcome in. Let's give it a few minutes. Celtics in 7. Okay. We got some more people coming in. Let's give it about another 30, 40 seconds so people will catch up to this live. Make sure y'all hit the like button so more people get notified before we get into this live here. Got a lot that I want to talk about. I want to get into a full breakdown. Mark Law was good. Also say what's good to Marco, the co-founder. He's also here, so say what's good to Marco. While y'all are coming in, what it do? Houston all day. Welcome in, H-Town. Welcome in. Philly was good from Philly. Welcome in from India. Nathan, good to see you. Good to see you. Marcus, welcome in. Also, make sure you guys follow us on IG. We will be probably giving you guys shout outs towards the end of this live. And also make sure you follow us on Twitter. So let me just post that real quick. Again, we probably will be on there live chatting tonight. Okay, so let's get into this live. Let's get into this live, man. While people come in, welcome in from France. We got Illinois, Alabama. DC was good. DC in the house. Welcome in. I see you guys are in here. Welcome in from Brazil, Croatia. How you doing? Love the content, even though I disagree with you sometimes. Hey, appreciate that. No worries, man. No worries. Okay, so let me just get into Virginia was good. Welcome in. New York. New York was good. Okay, so let me get into this live here. I got a lot that I want to talk about. Jamaica, welcome in. Let me get into this here. So the NBA Finals are finally here. I know this is something that all of you guys have been waiting for. Maybe some people more than others, because I'm sure some people wish that it was probably their team that was in the finals. So some people are probably not happy about it. But for me, y'all know I do support the Clippers, but the Clippers, they didn't even make it into the play. They didn't even make it into the playoffs. Although they made it into the play-in. So what am I going to do? Not root for anybody? No. So I'm actually pretty excited, and I cannot wait for the finals to get started. I got a lot that I want to cover on this live. Make sure you guys follow us on our social medias. We got that pinned to the top. Make sure you follow us on IG for the people coming in a little bit later. So let me get into this here, okay, because I got a lot of stuff that I want to cover. And let me first say this. I think this Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors series is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot closer than some people think it's going to be. I think both of these teams match up very, very well with each other. I think it's going to be a very fun series to watch, if I'm being quite honest with you. I enjoy the style of play of the Golden State Warriors, but I also enjoy the style of play of the Boston Celtics, especially on the defensive side of the floor. They are a very fun team to watch on the defensive side of the floor. I think we're going to see a lot of great guard play and forward play in this series. Of course, we got Stephen Curry, we got Klay Thompson, we got Wiggins, we got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. I think we're going to see a lot of great basketball from a lot of those guys. Welcome in, Tyree. Welcome in. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think this is the matchup a lot of us wanted to see. If I'm going to be straight up, I was a little bit worried when the Miami Heat pushed that series to 7 against the Boston Celtics, because if I got to be quite honest with you, although I like Jimmy Butler, I like the grit that Miami plays with, I just was not excited to see the Miami Heat play. Hold up. Somebody left a comment. Can I come over with my axe? All righty then. Now let's continue on. No, you cannot, bro. Anyway, although a lot of people like that team, I just thought that the Miami Heat were just going to be very, very, very boring to watch, man. They just running play after play after play. Although Jimmy Butler was sensational, I just thought that offense just wasn't really potent enough. So I wasn't really happy about I wouldn't have been happy with watching that series. So let's start with this series, and let me start off with the Warriors. Okay, I want to talk about the Warriors. Also, for the people coming in, make sure you follow us on Twitter. If you're not following us there, make sure you follow us on Instagram. We got that pinned to the top right there. So let me get into this here. I want to start off with the Golden State Warriors. Coming into this series, the Warriors are actually the highest scoring team in the playoffs right now. Of all the teams that we saw, they were the highest scoring team. They scored about 114.5 points per game, though, in the regular season, and they were the 15th ranked offense in the NBA. They gave up about 109 points per game in the regular season, and they were the number 2 ranked defense in the NBA. Something I didn't know only up until a few days, only up until probably about a week or so ago. I didn't know that the Warriors were actually that good of a defensive team. So that's one thing. However, they were not as good as the Boston Celtics, because the Boston Celtics were the number one ranked defense in the NBA, and as far as being the number one rated, and the difference between the number one rated defense and the number 2 is quite big. And we're going to get to that a little bit later, because the Boston Celtics defense is crazy good. Crazy good. I thought that first round series against the Brooklyn Nets, a lot of us thought that KD and these guys choked, but we didn't realize that they were against a fantastic and probably an all-time great defense. We have to wait and see. But this Boston Celtics defense is no joke. So we'll get to that a little bit later. The Warriors, with Stephen Curry, with Jordan Poole, with Klay Thompson, were actually the number 8th ranked three-point shooting team in the regular season, shooting about 36.4% from the field. And they ranked actually a surprising 18th in the NBA in free throw shooting percentage in the regular season. And they shot about 77% from the free throw line. Somebody said, hot take, but I got the Celtics in 6 or 7 games. Facts. I'm a DNA in defense. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially from the defensive side of the floor. So yeah, so they were the number 18th ranked, three-point shooting team, and they were number 10 defensive rebounding team in the NBA. So the Golden State Warriors were a well-balanced team, and also they were a fantastic team in ball movement, because they were the number 5th ranked team in assists in the regular season. And if you watch these guys play and you look at that motion offense that they have, it is no secret that the Golden State Warriors are a great, not a good, a great passing team. A great passing team. What impact do you think GP2 will have? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if he's going to be playing. I think it's a good question, but I'm not sure if he's even going to be playing. Last time I checked, he was injured, so I don't know if he's going to be available. If he's available, obviously he's another body to put on some of these Celtics players. But if I'm being quite honest with you, a lot of the Celtics' top scorers are big forwards. So I'm not really sure the impact he would have on a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Maybe his physicality will be able to affect him in some type of way. But Jason Tatum, I believe, is like 6'8", man. Jaylen Brown is about 6'7" or so. So these are really big forwards. You're not putting them on guards. Those are really big forwards. So I'm not sure if he plays. I guess we have to just wait and see. But for me, I don't know. I don't know, if I'm being honest with you. Thank you for the question. Anyway, let me get back to the matchup here. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics, because I want to talk about them for a little bit. The Celtics scored about 111.8 points per game in the regular season, and the Celtics gave up 104 points. I want you guys to think about that for a second. Remember, the Golden State Warriors were the number 2 ranked defense in the NBA. And if I'm not mistaken, they were giving up about 109.1 points per game, whereas the Boston Celtics, that difference right there is a 5-point difference in terms of how many points they were giving up on a given night. They were giving up about 104. I mean, a 5-point, they were giving up about 104. The Boston Celtics play real live defense. They're the number 14th ranked 3-point shooting team, so they're right in the middle of the pack. The Golden State Warriors shoot a little bit better, or a lot better, actually, from the 3-point line in terms of ranking. But in terms of field goal percentage as a team, they only shot 1 percentage higher in the regular season if we're talking about 3-point shooting. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on IG. Let me see who else is coming in here. Who is guarding Jaylen Brown? You guys are forgetting Jimmy torched the Celtics, and he's only one score. Golden State got multiple scores. I got the Warriors in 7. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. If you got the Warriors in 7, that's fine. But I still got a lot more that I want to say, because I think a lot of people are not paying enough attention to this Boston Celtics team. And I got some insights that I want to share with you guys during this live. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button. Anyway, so they were shooting that percentage from the 3. The Celtics were also a very good defensive rebounding team. They were actually top 5 in rebounding. And if you know anything about a great defensive team, they're always usually good at rebounding the ball. And the Boston Celtics have a lot of size. Nobody is talking about size right now. They have a lot of size. Somebody just asked, who is the X factor for the series? Thank you for the question. It's not a who, it's a what. And I'm going to get to that a little bit later. So make sure you stick around, and make sure you guys follow us here on Twitter, and make sure you guys follow us on and follow us on Instagram. Let me continue on here with these notes here. So the Boston Celtics, man, they're no joke in terms of a defensive team, right? However, they're number 15th in assists per game, which means that, in my personal opinion, it means that the Boston Celtics offense usually stalls at time. Sometimes they stop moving the ball. They get a little bit too isocentric. Jaylen Brown goes one-on-one. Jason Tatum goes one-on-one. They stop moving the ball, and that happens from time to time. Sometimes they will have a pick and roll, and they don't go to it a lot. So that happens from time to time, and we should expect that from the Boston Celtics offense during this series. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that take place during this series. So let me get into Candace, welcome in. You caught a live. Yes. There is no perfect time to do these lives. Everybody has a different schedule. People are coming in from different parts of the world, so there is no perfect time to go live whenever we're doing these lives. Anyway, let me get into this actual matchup here. I want to talk about the stars. I think the Boston Celtics have enough star talent to hold their own against the Golden State Warriors. If you've been listening to the media for the last 2 or 3 days now, or at least since the Warriors, we knew that they were going to be going to the NBA Finals, all they've been talking about is Stephen Curry, the Splash Brothers, and Wiggins, and Jordan Poole. They've only been talking about those guys, and whenever they talk about the Celtics, all you hear them talk about is Jason Tatum. The Boston Celtics also have some good scorers on that team. One of them that nobody really talks about, they can surprise you on any given night and score 20 points, is Marcus Smart. They have Marcus Smart. They have Jason Tatum, as I just said, who can score 40 points on any given night. They have Jaylen Brown. If you let him get hot, he can hit you up for at least 7 or 8 3-pointers in a game. They also have Al Horford. Nobody thinks about Al Horford, but if you don't pay attention to him, he will rain threes on you from the corner if you leave that dude open. And, of course, they have Grant Williams. Williams is another guy, another big body, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later. So that's the first thing. I think Stephen Curry and Jason Tatum, if we want to do a simplistic analysis, I think Stephen Curry and Jason Tatum will probably cancel each other out, if we're being honest. Let's say both of these guys are going to score 30 points per game individually. So they'll probably cancel each other out. However, I think it's a little bit more nuanced and complicated than that. Why? Because you got to look at who's guarding who. I think the number one defensive option that the Golden State Warriors have for Jason Tatum is going to be Draymond Green. And if you're going to be putting Draymond Green on Jason Tatum for an entire series, who's going to guard Jaylen Brown with size? That means you're going to have Wiggins. And Wiggins is a very good defender. But you're hoping every single night that those guys are going to be off. If you're going to be throwing single coverage at them and you expect them to shut those guys down, we'll have to see. Are you certain that Draymond Green and Wiggins will be able to do that type of job on these guys? That's the first thing. The other thing I think we got to look at is the role players. Both teams have great role players. Again, I've heard a lot of people talk about the Golden State Warriors and their supporting cast with Jordan Poole and these guys. No one is talking about the Celtics. Did y'all see how many three-point shots Grant Williams hit? I believe it was in Game 7 against the the Milwaukee Bucks. That dude hit like what? I think he hit like 7 or 8 threes. He had like 18 three-point attempts. What I'm saying is, if you leave these guys open, they will hurt you. The three-point shooting of the Golden State Warriors, for as great as it is, you're only talking about two great three-point shooters. As a team, both teams on any given night can get hot or get cold. So that's something else to pay attention to. There's a lot of things to be on alert for that a lot of people are not talking about. So let me just take a quick pause here. Thank you guys for being a part of this live. I see we got about 200 plus people in here. That's great. Make sure you guys also go ahead and follow us on IG, and also make sure you follow us on Twitter. So I'm going to pin that right here, because we will be on there tonight during the game. My brain says Celtics in 6, but my heart says Warriors in 7. Magic Mike, Bucks defensive scheme was to give up 3. Yeah, to this day, I don't understand what type of defensive strategy Mike Budenholzer and these guys were using. I don't understand it to this day right here. I don't know what the hell the Milwaukee Bucks were thinking about in terms of their defensive strategy. Okay, so we've talked about that. Now let's get to the next part about this. Let's get to these matchups. I think the Boston Celtics are going to give the Golden State Warriors all that they want. I think we're about to witness a major test for Stephen Curry. Of all of the voices in the media covering the finals, previewing the finals, I have yet to hear anybody bring up this particular point. And that point is this. The Celtics defense is giving up. Think about this. I said they were the number 1 rated defense in the NBA in the regular season, giving up about 104 points per game. In the playoffs, the Celtics defense is giving up 101. I want y'all to listen to that. 101 points per game, and they're holding teams to 43% shooting from the field. 43 as a team. Let me see if I can pull up. Just give me a second here, guys. Let me see. Actually, I think I may be able to pull it up. Let me see if I can pull up the field goal shooting percentage of the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets field goal shooting percentage in the regular season. I want you guys to think about something. Nobody's talking about this. The Brooklyn Nets in the regular season, folks, listen to this part. They shot as a team 50.3%. 50.3% from the field. They shot as a team in the low 40s. Against the Boston Celtics. I want y'all to think about that. If I pull up Kevin Durant, and I'm not here to bash Kevin Durant or anything like that. That is not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to paint a picture for the audience and make sure everybody has all the information that they need. In the postseason, KD shot. Let me see. What did he shoot in the no, not the preseason, the playoffs? 1 second here. Think about this. Kevin Durant in the regular season shot 51.8% from the field. 51, almost 52% in the regular season. In the playoffs against the Celtics, he shot 38.6% from the floor. 38.6%. We all thought that was an anomaly. We were like, Kevin Durant is choking. A lot of us did. Because we were like, how does a guy that shoots 50% from the field shoot minus 13, minus 12%, minus 14% in the playoffs? That is impossible. But what we didn't realize was it was the Boston Celtics defense. Let's look at Giannis. I'm trying to give you guys a full picture here. Please bear with me and just stick around for this because I want to make sure everybody gets all the information here. Let me see if I can pull up Giannis's field goal shooting percentage here in the playoffs. Let me see if I just pull it up. Giannis, we all know he shot over 50% in the regular season. We all know that, so I don't even need to bring up that number. Let's look at his playoff shooting percentage. In the playoffs, Giannis shot 56.9. But let me see if I can pull up Giannis Antetokounmpo stats versus Celtics in the playoffs. Giannis Antetokounmpo stats, according to StatMuse, let me see. No, just 1 second here. Let me see. Versus the Celtics, Giannis Antetokounmpo averaged 33.9 points per game. He shot, what was his field goal percentage against his team? Giannis shot 45.7% against his team. Mid-40s. So I'm saying all of that to say this. If they were able to hold teams to 43% shooting and slow down Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and even Giannis Antetokounmpo at times, although Giannis scored regardless because Giannis just shot the hell out of the ball, I would love to see how Stephen Curry is going to fare against this Boston Celtics defense. Nobody's talking about this. And Stephen Curry scores in a totally different way than these other guys. Totally different way. Okay, 1 second here. I'm not a community moderator, but how the hell do I do this? How do I do this? Put this, yeah, we're going to put Son in timeout. Bro, we got it. We got it. You think the Warriors are going to win in 4? We can all see it. We got it. It's cool. Please stop spamming the comment section. Also, for the people in the comment section, make sure you guys go ahead and follow us on IG. We got it. We know you think the Warriors are great. Thank you. So my question is, how is Stephen Curry going to play against this defense? How is he going to play? Because what I've been hearing in the media is this. People in the media, and they don't do this for they didn't do this for LeBron. They don't do it for Kevin Durant. They don't do it for Kawhi Leonard. But for whatever reason, now we're beginning to hear reasons why Stephen Curry, like they're trying to explain why he never won Finals MVP. They're basically now trying to make it seem as if, I've been listening to Chris Broussard, trying to make it seem as if like Finals MVPs don't matter anymore. So it doesn't matter anymore. Finals MVP doesn't matter anymore. So being the best player in the finals carries no significance. Are you kidding me? It absolutely does matter. We're not going to let you guys get away with that. People are trying to act like, oh, no, it doesn't matter anymore. No, it does matter. And I would love to see how Stephen Curry responds to that type of defense. That's one of the things. Now, let me give you guys, somebody asked the question earlier. Who do you think is going to be the biggest factor in this series? I don't think it's going to be a who. I think it's going to be the what. I think the biggest factor in this series is going to be whether or not the referees allow the Boston Celtics to play defense. If the referees allow the Boston Celtics to play the type of defense they played in round 1, round 2, and round 3, if they allow them to play that physical defense and let them put hands on dudes. This Warriors team is going to have a hell of a time trying to score against this Boston Celtics team. It is going to be hell on earth for those guys. Hell on earth. If people think that Stephen Curry is going to be able to do a better job than Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo, y'all are smoking something hot. If y'all think he is going to have a better chance at scoring against that defense than those guys, it ain't going to happen. For as much as Stephen Curry is dynamic in his scoring ability, he will have fits against this Boston Celtics defense if the referees allow them to play defense. Let me tell y'all something right now. Thank all of the people for being in here. We appreciate you guys being a part of this live. We appreciate all 340 of you guys. Thank you guys. Make sure you also hit the like button and follow us on IG, and make sure you follow us here on Twitter. We appreciate you guys taking the time out to spend some time with us here. So appreciate all of you. We appreciate that. Anyway, let me point out something here. There's been a lot of talk, and I'm going to get to my prediction in the end, so stick around for that. Like they do it on Undisputed on TV, they give their predictions in the end, so just stick around for me. I watch a lot of lives. I see some people going live for like 3 hours. I ain't going to go live for 3 hours. I do not have that type of strength or endurance, so I'm going to get to it. Let me say this. The Celtics, if they are allowed to play that type of defense, they are going to stymie the Warriors' offense. They're going to wreak all kinds of havoc for a few reasons. Number one, the Celtics have more length and size than the Warriors. Way more length. Kevin Durant is probably the best single offensive weapon we have in the NBA today. Probably the best. Top of the shelf. And Jason Tatum showed you that he is a hell of a defender and an all-defense, all-NBA defensive defender. Look at the job he was able to do on KD. He wasn't guarding him one-on-one, but he was a hell of a help defender. Boston is a great team at playing defense and recovering on rotations. If you swing the ball, they can pretty much switch anything all the way up to Al Horford. And even if you get Al Horford in a pick and roll, those guys are very good at playing against the pick and roll on drop coverages and fighting over screens. Nobody's talking about this, and you're about to see the difference between the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin Durant and when they do not. There's going to be a fundamental difference, and I'm going to explain to you guys right now. Here's how. KD was able to do something for those Warriors during that championship run that none of those Warriors were able to do, which is what? KD, even when a play broke down, he was the only player on that roster that you could give him the ball and say, go get us a shot, and Kevin Durant could literally get to any spot on the floor without a pick and get a clean look or a high percentage look over any type of single coverage. He's the only player. If you look at Stephen Curry, usually if you put him in that same position, he's usually going to need a pick. He's going to be running around needing a pick. He's going to try to get the ball, hand it off, run back, try to shoot the ball. But whenever you have a broken play, he's not very good. KD, on the other hand, is very good at that. That's what made them elites, because even when their offense broke down, you still had a 7-foot dude that you could say, here, get us a clean look, and he could. If you guys pay attention to the two series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who hit the biggest shots at the biggest moments? It was KD. Tell me, were those drawn up plays? No, they weren't. Those were in transition, pull up 3-point shots. There's nobody on the Warriors roster that can generate that type of offense when you need it. There's nobody. Not Stephen Curry, not Klay Thompson, not Wiggins, not Poole. You're going to see that because a lot of people are trying to act like as if, oh, KD was just some dude that was there. No. No. KD provided a premium for that team. You heard teams, and this is the part that blows my mind in all of this. You heard Chris Broussard and some people talking about, and even using using the example of Tyronn Lue. They said, oh, Ty Lue and these guys said, we knew that the head of the snake of that Golden State Warriors offense was Stephen Curry, so we're going to double Stephen Curry. Let me ask you guys a question. Why did they try to focus on KD? You know why they weren't able to focus? You know why they couldn't focus on KD? Because there's no defense for KD. They said, you know what? We're not going to stop him anyway. Most of the time when Kevin Durant misses the shot, rarely has anything to do with the defense you're playing on him. Rarely, because of his physical attributes. The dude is 7 foot tall. Look at his release point. You couldn't bother him with shorter dudes. That's why the Celtics' length was able to bother this guy. KD was a different animal. So they were like, we can't stop him, so let's just let him go crazy. And that's exactly what he did. He averaged about 35.5 points in the finals. So now without KD, somebody's going to have to pick up that scoring burden. And I'm saying the number one factor in this entire thing is if the referees say, you know what, you guys can play defense. Because if they do, this series is going to go in a completely different way than most people are thinking. So let me get to my prediction. Thank you guys for being a part of this live. Let me get to my prediction here. First of all, I have the Boston Celtics winning game one of this series. I think the Boston Celtics, most people are going to be thumb down in me and all of that stuff. Whatever. Cool. I think the Boston Celtics are going to walk into that arena and they're going to steal game one on the road. I know it's not the popular pick, and I know it's not the safe pick. If you want to have a safe pick, most people are going to pick the Warriors in game one. Why? Because number one, they're at home. Number two, they're the Warriors. Number three, they're the favorites. And number four, they have the rest. So the easy pick is just to say, okay, Warriors. And if they win, you look great. To me, I think this Boston Celtics team is going to surprise a lot of people. They've already shown an ability to play on the road and win hard games on the road. Number one, they did it for 2 straight series. So I don't think that, them winning a game on the road against the Warriors is something outside the realm of reality. No, I don't think so. I think they're perfectly capable of doing so, number one. Number two, Ime Udoka is a fantastic coach. Although he's a young coach, a rookie coach, he's still an excellent coach. And I think he's going to be able to put his guys in position to win. So going into game one, I have the Celtics winning game one. And the series, I'm going to pick the Boston Celtics to win this series. I'm going to pick them to win this series. I know a lot of people have the Golden State Warriors, but to me, I'm going with Boston. Number one, I like Boston. I like the young guys. I personally would love to see younger players go in there and win the entire thing. I think it'll be refreshing. I think it'll be great for the sport. And I think it'll just be fresh to see some new faces in there win it all. Some people are Warriors fans. Some people want to see the dynasty, continue on, which is fantastic. I have no issue with that. But to me, I personally think that the Boston Celtics are going to win this thing. And the number one reason I think they're going to win is because of their defense. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If the referees allow Boston to play the defense that they're capable of playing, they're going to give the Warriors fits. I don't see Stephen Curry being able to figure out that Boston Celtics defense better than Giannis, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. Because if we're being honest, those guys, the Celtics have faced every type of offensive player these playoffs. They have enough data on every type of. You have a Giannis who's an attack the basket kind of guy, a physical guy. I think he led the playoffs in charges. They were able to overcome Giannis. You have Kevin Durant, who's a finesse player. Now you're going to be playing against Stephen Curry, who operates in a motion offense. Of course, you have these other guys, but against this Boston Celtics defense, man, you got to show me. Some people are saying, well, Jimmy Butler was able to score on them and all of these different things, you're absolutely right. If you say he was able to do that, you're absolutely right. But I got to ask you, who won this series? It was still the Celtics. You can say the same thing about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis was able to get his numbers. I thought the Bucks were going to win. But then on one given night, Jason Tatum erupted for 40-plus points. So I think it's going to be a tough series. I think it's going to be a close series. I'm picking Boston. I don't know in how many games. We have to wait and see after game one because, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. Some people can do predictions. I want to at least see how they perform after game one. But to me, going into this series, I'm going to pick Boston to win game one. Let me go through some of the comments. I said we got more people coming in here. Let me go through some of the comments. Also, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. If you guys have any questions, video suggestions, make sure you follow us on there. We're on there. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. We don't talk about Twitter in our videos, so we might as well talk about it in our lives. Steve Kerr doesn't make adjustments. Golden State Warriors don't lose a game one since they've been together. Okay, fair enough. We'll see if that stat still holds up. I think Boston is going to win it all. I finally caught my favorite. Hey, appreciate that, Cody. Boston is going to be surprised. Boston is going to be surprised. Okay, we'll see. Ask Dallas. Celtics in game 5. Celtics in 5. Wow. Somebody said Celtics in 5. Wow. Let me ask y'all a question. Now that somebody just said that, let me ask the audience a question since we in here live. Some people are saying if Stephen Curry wins his 4th chip and his first finals MVP, he will be neck and neck with LeBron James. Okay. Even though I disagree, no problem. So what if the opposite happens? What if he loses again? Does it count? Does it matter? Does it affect him in any way? Or let me ask y'all another question. What if the Warriors win and he's not the finals MVP? Is he still, with his 4 rings, a top 10 player? And if he's going to be a top 10 player with his 4 rings, then that means LeBron is the GOAT then, because LeBron has 4 rings and he has 4 finals MVPs. So to me, I still don't understand that. I still don't understand what is going on with the Stephen Curry thing. We put up a poll on the channel, and I couldn't believe what some people were saying. We said, who would you want in a finals, going into an NBA finals, healthy? About 17,000 people voted, and it's 51% Kawhi. And I'm like, Stephen Curry is that close to Kawhi? When did Stephen Curry become as good as Kawhi Leonard? Please help me understand. When did that happen? When did I miss that? Did we not see Stephen Curry go up against Kawhi Leonard in the finals? Did at any time watching that series, did it any time occur to you that Stephen Curry was the best player in the finals? When did that happen? When did that happen? When did Stephen Curry become as good as Kawhi? Please let me know. When did that happen? Steph been better than Kawhi? How? What? So let me ask y'all a question. If y'all are telling me Stephen Curry is better than Kawhi Leonard, let me ask y'all a question. Take Kawhi Leonard off that Toronto Raptors team and put Stephen Curry. Remove Kawhi, put Stephen Curry. Do the Raptors still make it to the finals? Let me see what people are going to say. Let me see what people are going to say. Do the Raptors make? So help me understand something. I gotta ask y'all a question. Okay, cool. So if they still make it to the finals, the Toronto Raptors played the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Cool. The Bucks went up 2 games on the Raptors. The switch that Nick Nurse made was he decided to put Kawhi on Giannis because they needed somebody to slow down Giannis. And Kawhi, when he was guarded by Giannis, Giannis shot 34%. So in a series like that, Giannis is going off. You're going to put Stephen Curry on Giannis? Hold on. Let me understand what y'all are saying right now. Let me understand. Y'all, who y'all going to put on Giannis? What? What? Yo, I can't even believe people are saying this right now. So y'all are telling me going into a NBA Finals, y'all would rather have in their prime and healthy Stephen Curry over Kawhi? What about LeBron? Would you rather have Stephen Curry over LeBron going into a finals healthy? Let me hear. What y'all gonna say? Over LeBron, let me see. Would you rather have Stephen Curry over LeBron? Let me see what people are gonna say. A toss-up? How? How can it be a toss-up? LeBron clearly does way more than Stephen Curry. Are you kidding me? What? LeBron is way better than Stephen. What are we talking about? LeBron can run your offense. He can be your best defender. He can be your best scorer. He can be your best scorer all at the same time. Man, y'all are bugging. I think y'all cannot be serious if you think Steph. I'm tired. Y'all ain't gonna waste my time. I just wanted to know that. I just wanted to know. Y'all gonna tell me that y'all will pick Stephen Curry over a prime LeBron James? Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not even a LeBron fan like that, but y'all are saying. Anyway, so that's my prediction. I have the Celtics winning in a game 1 on the road, and I have the Celtics winning the finals. Rondo is better. All right, so yeah, y'all not gonna get me. Y'all not gonna get me in trouble with this one. Also, by the way, real quick, we also got a video coming out later on the channel, so you guys want to make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out that video that we got coming out. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, make sure you follow us on Instagram, and also make sure you follow us on Twitter. The Twitter thing is right there. We're going to be posting on Twitter. I know more people are coming in at different times. Guys, I do not have the endurance like some of those YouTubers who can live stream for 3 hours. I don't know how they be doing it. I don't know how people do it. I don't have that type of energy. Somebody said Ben Simmons over Stephen Curry. You never said prime. Nah, prime is not even a question. Let me see. It's okay. Second round exit. Okay, so once again, man, appreciate that. Thank you guys for being a part of this live, and we definitely catch y'all on the next one. Have a good NBA Finals, and we catch y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.